Today's episode is brought to you by La Bandera BTX, birria de res estilo Tijuana in Brownsville, Texas. Bring your favorite adult beverages to add to their delicious agua frescas, michelada mix, and other mocktails while enjoying the best quesabirria dishes in the Rio Grande Valley. Restaurant located on South Padre Island Highway and a food truck on West Elizabeth Street. Follow their social media at La Bandera BTX.
Welcome back to Paranormal 956. My name is David, and as always, I am here with Bianca.
Hi, guys.
What are we talking about today?
So we just talked about the guy who allegedly killed the CEO.
Right.
So we're just gonna do another
Murder.
crime.
You know, we're becoming like the murder channel, right? A little bit.
We just like to switch it up, guys. We don't want you to, get used to just one thing.
Yeah.
But we've been doing a lot of murders lately.
Well,
We've been also planning on doing the
Benet Ramsey.
Benet Ramsey,
Yeah, that's a very interesting story as well.
That's a weird one.
So we're talking about Aaron Hernandez, who was an NFL player, a New England Patriot. Mm-hmm. So he kind of had a rough life, at least in the beginning. I don't think he grew up poor, but being kind of an athlete, his father was like a high school star.
Okay.
And so his father was like really tough on him. And
he pushed him.
Yeah, pushed him pretty hard. His brother as well.
Yeah.
And I don't know if it's because they were football players, but they had some questionable characters in their life. Like some bad guys, drug dealers.
Okay. Got it.
Stuff like that. And
the environment wasn't the best.
That's right. Yeah, that's well said. And so Aaron Hernandez was from Connecticut. Mm-hmm. And then when he made it pro, he went to the New England Patriots, which is in Boston, literally an hour away from where he grew up.
Okay.
So since you don't practice all day, I mean, it's not like a 24-hour a day job, right? You go practice. You don't practice every day, obviously.
You go to the gym, mix it up. Yeah.
He still lived where he grew up. Mm-hmm. Still had all these friends, right?
Yeah.
And so things were tumultuous, right? And so he had like an anger issue. He apparently was bisexual, maybe. If not gay, right?
Right.
And so, that complicates things.
Right.
He had a lot of anger issues, like I mentioned. And so at one point after the murder, he murdered a guy named Odin Lloyd, who was the brother. I think it was like a brother of he was friends somehow. And this guy knew something about him, about Aaron.
Okay. The gay part.
So that's what they're kind of hinting at, right? They don't know. After the murder, it turns out that he had killed people before.
Oh, shit.
So technically, Aaron Hernandez was a serial killer.
Right.
He killed, according to records, like 3 different people.
Wow.
Right? Which is not what you expect with a NFL player.
Right.
And so, let me see. And so, he was kind of a question mark. When he went to college, he was supposed to go to UConn, which is where his father went and where his brother went.
Okay.
But he was kind of an even better player than they were. And so he went to Florida, which is like a really powerhouse football place.
Yeah.
So it would be like somebody going to UT for us in Texas. It's a really good football school. UConn, for football, it's not a good school. Like, it's kind of like a Brownsville school, right? Right. Right.
Fuck, man.
Like Brownsville doesn't win state in football. Soccer, yes.
Yeah.
Soccer,
yeah.
they got soccer.
Yeah.
But football, right? They need to make another division, I think, right?
Yeah.
Like 5 foot and below. But anyway.
Anyways.
Yeah, somebody's taking that personal over here.
No.
Yeah, but anyway. So he chose to go to a football school instead of just following his father and his brother. And he ends up winning a national championship and getting a lot of press. But he got in a lot of trouble at school as well. So when
for being gay?
No.
Oh.
For drugs and for fighting and things like that, right? And so there was a bit of a question mark when he was getting drafted into the NFL. He was probably on the talent side, like one of the best players in that draft, but because he was a troublemaker, he kind of slipped and didn't make as much money as he could have, right?
Okay.
So then when he gets drafted by the New England Patriots. And so for those of you who are not football fans, this particular New England's Patriots team was, I guess what they would describe as stoic.
What the fuck is that?
So stoic means like your emotions never really change. So to give you an example, let's say somebody throws a pass and it's intercepted and they lose the game. When they go into the press conference and they say, hey, so what do you think about so-and-so throwing that bad pass or doing that bad play? The coach would go, I'm just worried about next week. Wouldn't get mad, wouldn't get nothing. Aaron wasn't a stoic. And so I fancy myself a stoic. Like I try to always be even keel.
Sure.
Don't get super happy. Don't get super sad. I'm always like in the middle.
Yeah. You're like, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. A lot of people are not like that, right?
No, yeah. Not me.
Aaron, right. You're not a stoic. My wife's not a stoic. I am not surrounded by stoics.
Yeah.
But that's kind of what makes life interesting, right?
Right.
Aaron Hernandez would be more like you than like me. So, like a lot of football players, because very few football players are stoics. Very few athletes are stoics.
They got to hype up the game. They got to like start the feel of the hype up and
that's right.
All the shits.
But that's not
all the shits and giggles.
What they call the Patriot way.
Oh.
Right? So the Patriot way is supposed to be, they're like, hey, the Giants said they're going to kick your ass on Sunday. What do you say about that? And they go, well, they're a good team, so maybe.
Okay.
That's the Patriot way.
Sure.
Right?
Damn.
Aaron Hernandez, like, he don't play like that, right? He's like, I'm not scared of them. In fact, they should be scared of me.
Okay.
The coach hated that.
Okay.
Like, no. That's not how we play. I don't want them to get any fuel and play harder because of something we said.
Oh, okay.
We want to sneak in.
Mental game here.
Right. Yeah. And so the coach is famous for saying, don't do anything more or anything less than your job. And if everybody does their job, we win.
Okay.
That's how he was. So nobody's got to be a hero. Nobody's got to be a hero. Just do your job. Your job alone, we win. Okay. Because we have better athletes and better coaches. So we win. So you don't have to put the team on your back and win. Just
push yourself to,
just do your job.
But Aaron didn't grow up like that.
He didn't grow up like that. So it's very difficult for him.
Wow. Yeah. To adjust.
Very difficult.
I can see that.
Right? Now,
I see the red flags already, guys.
Yeah.
Well,
he's a little bit of what's the word? Like a firecracker personality, right? Like he's.
What's his zodiac sign?
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Scorpio.
Yeah, he's like very emotional.
So just so you know what he looked like.
Oh yeah, I know what he looks like.
Oh,
he looks pretty hot.
Of course he
would. Anyways.
Of course he would. We do our research here, right? That's what it is. That's what
it is.
So there was rumors, I guess, that he was gay. And this is one of the things that it's kind of bugging me. And we went over this with the Hernandez brothers.
Uh-huh.
I feel like the way that the public is portraying things is like he was gay. Obviously, he was a murderer. And to me, I don't draw that line. Like, yeah, there's a lot of people that are gay and they don't kill people.
That we know of. I mean, we didn't know about him.
I know a lot of gays. They couldn't kill nobody. Right? Like, no offense, guys. But I ain't scared of no ghosts over here. Right? So anyway.
I mean, yeah. Besides the
the reason it came out, like...
But you don't know gays that look like this.
That's true. I also don't know a lot of gay NFL players. This guy, if he was around us, he would be a giant. So I'm 6 foot tall.
Right.
He's 6'9" tall. So almost a
Holy
foot taller
shit.
than me. And then I'm 220 pounds. I'm a giant here.
Yeah.
He's like 275 of pure muscle.
Muscle, yeah.
Right? I mean, I'm 220 pounds. I'm not even going to say that's all muscle, right? Like, I'm not delusional.
No, you're just like,
I am.
you just have a big head.
Anyways. Have a big head. That's true.
It's a Scorpio. You can see it.
Yeah. So, like, this guy's fit.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I've seen enough.
He would be. Yeah. Youngin's over here trying not to get distracted.
Anyways.
So, he'd be a giant. And so, imagine this guy, this giant of pure muscle, having a temper as well.
Yeah.
Like, that's the trouble part.
Yeah, you don't stand a chance.
That's the trouble part, right? The gay part, I mean, right? But him being this strong, like, this guy's stacked. You know what I mean? So anyway, there ends up being this murder. The Odin, what did I say his name was? Odin Lloyd is found murdered in this kind of industrial park. And at the very beginning, they notice that the car is his car, Aaron Hernandez's car. So he's a good athlete. He's not a genius, right? Let's just get this straight.
There's a reason why he was in football.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. He wasn't he wasn't
in a career.
He wasn't solving crimes and he wasn't curing diseases. He was carrying a football for a living. Yeah. Right. And so at first they were like, you know what? Somebody probably stole his car and murdered somebody.
The benefit of the doubt.
Right. Because he's a fucking millionaire, right? He had just signed like a $40 million contract.
He was already in the deal, in the game.
He's rich and famous. Why is he going to be killing people? He's hot. Right? Doesn't make any sense.
He got the bitches. He got the money. He got the cars. He got everything right now, bro.
Well, and the dudes, apparently.
According to rumors.
Yeah. Well, it gets more than rumors later. We're going to get into that. We got receipts here, right?
It is.
So they end up looking at videotape and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, it's his car. Clearly it's his car. And then, oh shit, he's driving the car. and he's with this guy that gets murdered, who, when the car comes back, the murdered guy's not in the car anymore. Right? So it's like clearly him, right? So he gets arrested. And then they start digging into other things and they find out that there's these other 2 murders that happened a while back. Oh shit, he did those murders too, right? And so, long story short, he gets found guilty of murder. But then he appeals. Like all murder cases, they go back to appeal, right? If it's something serious like a murder, you get an automatic appeal. Well, in the middle of the appeal, he kills himself, right? Now, the reason that he kills himself is because in I think it's Boston or the Massachusetts.
Right.
There's a law that if you die waiting for trial, all your cases and your convictions and all of those things that are held up go away. So you're found innocent. No, but you're found innocent.
Oh.
Right? This is why this is why it's important. Remember what I talked about the Patriot Way?
Yes.
So part of the Patriot Way, part of the contract that he signed is that if you get in any trouble and you're arrested, we don't have to pay you a penny. But because he died, all his records are erased. They have to pay him.
Yes.
And his daughter gets $40 million.
Holy shit.
So he killed himself at a very specific time to make sure that his daughter gets paid. And now we're back to the receipts part, right?
All right.
He kills himself in jail, which is very suspicious because he was under suicide watch, kind of like a little bit. I mean, he's not a molester, but kind of like the Jeffrey Epstein. Like, how did this guy kill himself in jail with people watching him 24/7? It's weird, right?
It seems to happen a lot.
Apparently. He wrote 3 suicide letters.
3?
Number 1, to his daughter.
Okay.
Telling her a really nice letter, right? Obviously.
Right.
That he loved her and wants the best for her, blah, blah, blah. I'm proud of her, blah, blah, blah.
Be smart. Do smart choices.
Right.
Right.
Don't be a murderer like me. Probably. I'm paraphrasing.
Don't join football.
Right.
Right.
He writes one to, I think they were married. I'm not sure, to his wife or the mother of the baby, who was his baby mama. At the very least, they might have been married. I don't really remember, but they might have been married. And one to his gay lover.
Oh.
A very romantic suicide to a man.
So let's keep it as baby mama.
So now it's like, that's where the bisexual part comes out, right? Because it's like, he clearly in the letter loved the baby mama as well. You know, they had a daughter, they've been through a lot together, blah, blah, blah. But he had this other guy that he loved, right? Apparently.
But no kids with him.
Right. Yeah, it's harder. There's some complications with that. Right?
Right.
So after he died, they petitioned the family, the government petitioned the family to donate the brain to science to see if they can study for a thing called CTE.
What's that?
CTE stands for chronic traumatic encephalopathy. So encephalopathy, man, I couldn't have said that perfectly before the accident. It's even harder now. And I think I might have this as well, by the way.
What's that?
So when your brain gets hit a lot, or severely in my case,
right,
you kind of, your brain muscles kind of do this, right? Like they shred a little bit.
Shred?
Yeah, like they shred a little bit. Well, NFL players, not just NFL players to be clear, but football players, because they wear helmets and they use their head almost like a weapon. Soccer players, because they hit their boxing, obviously, MMA.
Any sport.
A lot of sports, including basketball, a lot of these sports.
Yeah.
They have this from these, what we think of as little hits, constant little hits to their head.
Yeah.
They build it up in their brain. Or like in my case, like I said, I have a major brain injury.
Yeah.
That's kind of, I did it all at once where people kind of do it over a long period of time, right?
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing with this CTE is that there's several people, including other famous football players that have been diagnosed with this. You can only be diagnosed after you're dead because they have to slice your brain up and look at it through a microscope to diagnose this. but they have a lot of difficult managing their emotions.
Oh,
like shit. They have a lot of trouble with their emotions.
Yeah.
They're very aggressive. They're very angry. You know, a lot of the things that we saw with Aaron was kind of probably due to this. So he had concussions all the way back in high school.
Oh, so it started earlier.
Yeah. So some people get CTE that only played high school football.
Fuck.
Yeah. So it can happen. Like I said, I could get it from the one car accident that we had.
Yeah.
You get a bad concussion in football and you could get it. Plus, I'm full grown, so my brain fills my head.
Fight. That's it.
Right. And so with kids, the younger you are, your brain doesn't fill your skull and it bounces more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so we have seen cases where people kill themselves in high school because they had CTE.
Damn.
So it's a major issue, and it's something that even the NFL is kind of like trying to research to try to avoid. So they've taken out using your head as a weapon and all this stuff. Any little hits to the head, the NFL throws a flag now.
Yeah.
So they're trying their best. It doesn't prevent it really. It's just not on purpose, if that makes sense.
I mean, it's a full fucking body.
Yeah. You're going to hit your head.
It's not even your head at this point. You're talking about your whole body. Like,
yeah. Well, and you can hit, like if you tackle.
Even if you roll down, you're putting your whole weight on your head.
Right.
It's like.
Well, even if you're standing there and somebody comes and tackles you from the stomach, your brain whiplashes in the air even.
Right.
I mean, so there's really no way around this, unfortunately.
That's crazy.
But at least we're entertained, right? I guess.
Yeah.
I will say this. Since I've learned, because I have learned a lot about CTE.
Yeah, I don't think you should join football.
It's hard for me to watch football.
What?
I can't remember the last time I watched the game because all I see is these heads hitting. And it has made it very difficult knowing, because I care about I'm fans of these guys.
Right.
And I'm watching it to be entertained.
But now
now I feel like I'm watching these guys ruin their brains.
Yeah.
And it's very difficult for me to watch football. I don't watch football that much. I'm more into basketball now.
I don't watch shit.
Yeah. Yeah. So.
That's fucking crazy though.
Yeah.
So you're not joining football, right?
I have no plans.
Okay.
I mean, I can't even run, so nobody's going to want me. I'm 6 foot, 275 of that is fat, probably. Like I'm not in the best shape of my life.
Not yet.
The other thing that I wanted to mention in this episode is I was a huge fan of Aaron Hernandez. So as a Hispanic person, we don't have a lot of like heroes that are like Latinos, right?
We're not taught.
Well, we're not always athletes. And then when they do show up, like I've watched MMA, right? UFC and stuff. There was these guys, the Diaz brothers. They're assholes. Like, it's like, I can't fucking root for these guys. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't want to be friends. And then this guy,
I don't want to be friends. Like, if he's hanging out with them.
Yeah. I don't want to support him, right? Anyway, but Aaron Hernandez, like he put on this, like he had a great smile, you know, he seemed friendly, he was good, he said all the right things, you know, so I was a fan of his. And when there's this famous video of him being arrested where they like put him, like
the picture was there with the like with the shirt. Yeah,
they like just put the shirt over his handcuffs.
I literally, it's over there at the top.
Yeah, right there. I was like, they got the wrong guy. Like this can't be this guy. And
even
I was
with the tattoos, man, like it doesn't make sense.
I mean, he had all the tattoos. He looked like a thug, but I was like, he's not really a thug. It's like a look, right? I think of that a lot of times. Like, you know, like you look at 50 Cent and he sings
look at this shit. He was just being like,
yeah, that's him in court.
Look in the interview. Come on.
Yeah.
That smile? Come on.
Yeah, he had a $1 million smile.
There's no way.
Yeah.
Look at that. He's already playing. Look how happy he looks.
Yeah. And look how big he is. This guy's bigger than me.
For sure.
And he's like towering over him.
Anyways.
So that's the story
you're being mesmerized by him too.
Yeah, I mean, he was fun to watch. So that's it for today. Put in the comments what your favorite Aaron Hernandez memory was. 'Cause he was a good player. I mean, it's such a tragic.
Nobody put him in jail for playing bad, okay, David?
That's true. That's true.
So,
you know what? The only way to stop Aaron Hernandez is if he murdered somebody, and then you can put him in jail.
Right.
He was unstoppable.
He was unstoppable.
And actually, that team had 2 tight ends, which is very uncharacteristic of teams, and they were both good. They were like an unstoppable team with him.
Yeah.
And so, it is a very tragic story. As a person, you know, we mentioned kind of in passing that I do have a lot of friends that are gay and lesbian and trans and so forth. And for them to have advanced so far to where they don't have to hide it the way that he felt he did, I'm a little bit happy about that. But that just adds to the tragedy of this story. If that was part of, like, they're speculating.
If he was gay, he was gay, bi, or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't be mad. Shit, he was getting the best of both worlds.
So there's like, I don't know if I touched on this, but there's the theory that he killed this guy because the guy was going to tell people he was gay, and that's why he killed him. And so, to have that amount of pressure, I mean, I don't know if it's true or not, right? We'll never know now that Aaron
it's
is
fake.
But
fake.
It's
the lies.
Pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. Anyways. Talk to you next week.
Bye, guys.